Hey guys, this is Fred Bowler and welcome to my channel, The Wildlife Ambassador. Today's episode is going to be the Florida black bear reproduction. But before we get into that, I left off something from the natural history episodes that I wanted to put in, and that's an interesting fact about the American black bear. It can actually be multiple colors: brown, cinnamon, or white, as well as black. And the white is either albino, which of course lacks all pigment and has the red eyes, or leucistic, which lacks the pigment but still retains the black nose and eyes. However, these colors do not occur in the Florida black bear, only black, and that is to date. All right, let's sit back and take a gander. So we have the brown phase black bear, the white phase black bear, and the cinnamon phase black bear. The black bear breeding age is between 3 and 4 years. And when ready, the males will already have some females in his range that he's interested in. And if a female is receptive, then he'll go ahead and breed with her. Female black bears have babies every other year, but if they're receptive, they'll go ahead and mate. And then an interesting thing happens. The fertilized eggs are kept in her body in what's called a blastocyst. And the reason for this is to determine the viability of a successful pregnancy versus the environmental conditions. So this period of time that her body determines this is called embryonic diapause. Now, embryonic diapause in mammals is not widespread. It's more prevalent in insects, fish, and lower invertebrates. So essentially, in short, if the environmental conditions are not favorable, she can go ahead and terminate the pregnancy by reabsorbing those embryos. Boy, if humans could do that, Lord knows I wouldn't be here. Sorry, Mama. But seriously, I'll go ahead and put a link to embryonic diapause in the description section of the video. And an important note of what this shows is that black bears in general can control their population growth. This will also be a factor in discussing the 2015 Florida black bear hunt. Now, the years that the mamas are pregnant, because remember they get pregnant every other year, they're going to den from January to March to have their babies. Not all bears in Florida will be denning. A lot of the males, they'll still be, especially the 2-year-olds, be walking around, eating and doing what they do normally. But for the most part, they do slow down in their activity between January and March. And here are some examples of areas where a mama bear may choose to have her babies. I've found evidence inside areas like this that bears were there denning. Now, an actual bear den can be anywhere a mama sees fit to have her babies. I was dispatched to this location because the homeowner said a bear has taken up residence in her house, actually off of her back porch. So in this area, you can see, and it was a small female. That hole is not big, but she chose that place to have her babies. Now, the cool thing is the woman didn't want her removed. She knew how to interact with bears and her family. Like I said, this is at the back of the house in an area that they didn't use very much. So she decided to go ahead and let the bear have her babies and come and go as she pleases without any interaction with the bear, which is a viable option. And here in Florida, there are many people that have bears take up their residence on their property to have their babies. Now, obviously, I investigated the situation to make sure she was not feeding or attracting the bear in any way, shape, or manner. She didn't have bird feeders up, and she was very competent on living with a bear and what it takes. This was a cool discovery I made. It's a bear den in the middle of a sawgrass stand. The surrounding area was marsh, a lot of wiregrass, and then bordered by pine tree forest. And this was a nice little oasis that she made her den in. Typical litter size of the black bear is 2. It can be 1, or it can be up to 5. Of course, that's very rare. As the cubs grow, she'll teach them about foraging for food, what to eat. She'll actually masticate berries and let them try them, what's not edible and what is edible. She'll show them how to stand on either side of small palmetto palms and pull the center heart out with their mouth, such as these pictures show. And then a lot of it is also instinctual on their part. But she'll guard them, and they'll be with her from 18 months up to 24 months. And unfortunately, in some cases, the mama bear will show her cubs where she's interacting with humans, whether it's getting garbage, pet food, bird feeders, attractants like those, or actually being fed. She will show them and imprint them, and then that will lead to them becoming habitual to those situations, which is simply a death knell to their future. Bear cubs have a high attrition rate or death rate. It can be 50% or higher, and that's due to vehicles, the cubs following the mama across roads, and as we know in Florida, development is simply out of control, and we're losing a lot of our wildlife, not just bears, but every other thing. But also falling out of trees. This little guy was the only survivor of his family when he, his sister, and his mama climbed a tree where electrical lines were running right through the tree. I kept him with me for a couple days. I seriously thought he would be dead by morning, but he was very much awake. Only imprinting I did with him was give him that first bottle and then no contact from then on. He was actually rehabbed, which is very rare in the state of Florida for the state to rehab cubs, and he was re-released into the wild. Other attrition rates are caused by male bears. Male bears will eat any bear cub that is they can find, and that's pretty typical of the animal world. We see that with felines, and that's so they can disperse their genes and keep the others from breeding. Other attrition factors are disease and poaching. So by the time a bear reaches 18 to 24 months, he has all the tools mama's taught him to live in a world that is very tough on bears. Okay guys, y'all have a great day, and thanks for watching, and please subscribe and hit that little bell, and that'll tell you what episodes are coming up in the future. And there's going to be some good ones and a little bit of comedy.